name is Chef Julio, and today we're making patties or empanadas. We have what are called discos, or basically the outer part of the patty itself. The patties that we're making are chicken. We're making beef patties. We're also making shrimp patties, which can be a mixed seafood if you want to go in that direction. We're using tomatoes, capers, olives with peppers, and raisins that I have soaked. We have cilantro, a little bit of water that's going to act like a binder, garlic, oregano, bay leaves. We have some Goya adobo, salt, and pepper. Very simple. We're going to show you how to use a knife in the kitchen. Make sure that your fingers are always curled. You don't want your fingers flat, you want them curled. And you want to use the back of the knife for the cutting or chopping. The front of the knife will be there to guide, and your fingers will be on the side. In case somebody rings the doorbell or you get a phone call, you can always continue chopping and nothing will happen to your fingers. Right? Again, the chopping will happen back here. We have an onion. Going to cut off both ends. Slice through the outer part, which is called the skin or paper of the onion. Peel away and cut any part that may not look too well. Cut it down the middle, turn it to its side, make sure that it's flat. Cut through it, but not all the way to the end. Turn it, and there you have your chopped onion. We're including green pepper in the ingredients, and let's show you how to cut a pepper. Cut both ends. Let's get rid of this part here. Open the pepper up. You want to clean out the inner part. These ingredients that we're using are going to fill the patty and give it texture and flavor. The first patty that we're making, it's a beef patty. And what we want to do is to take and brown the beef in a little bit of oil. The beef is partly browned, and to that we're going to add a mix of pepper and onions, some of the tomatoes, and a little cilantro. I'm also adding a small amount of tomato crushed to give it texture and to round it out. A little bit of pepper, of course, small amount of salt, little adobo, and the rest of the dried spices that I had mentioned earlier. We have bay leaf. Make sure that that comes out before you make the actual patty. We have some oregano and and a little garlic powder. We're going to allow this to saute for about 5 minutes. It'll cook down slightly. We'll let it cool. We'll put it to the side. We'll make the others and we'll start our patties. The beef has been sauteing for about 3 minutes, and this is a good time to add to it the olives and capers. We're now making chicken patties, and it's basically the same idea. We're going to add shredded chicken. This chicken has already been cooked. You can do that by simply boiling it. And we're going to add the peppers and onions and the tomatoes. And we're going to saute this for about, in the same process, for about 5 minutes. Here's the tomatoes. Add a little bit of spices again. Let's not forget the salt, pepper. These spices are very important. They're going to give you that nice flavor in your patty. And as you can see, it's very similar to the other patty, the beef patty. To this, we're also adding some olives and capers. We're going to mix this up, and we're going to allow it to sit for about 5 minutes, let it cool, and we'll be able to go ahead and make fantastic chicken patties. The only thing that this is missing that we're going to add to it now is raisins. I like raisins in my chicken patties. If you don't put them in, no problem. Now for the shrimp patties. We're going to saute the shrimp. The shrimp has been cut up to bite size. To this we're going to add the pepper and onions. We're going to add tomatoes, the olives, and capers. And let's not forget the cilantro. Small amount of tomatoes. Of course, let's not forget our basic spices. A little salt, a little pepper, some oregano, adobo, a little garlic, and last but not least, a bay leaf. Give this a little turn and allow it to saute for about 5 minutes. We're going to add a little flour to our cutting board so that the discos don't stick. The first one that we're starting out with is a beef patty, una empanada de res. And remember that we mentioned the water. The water is going to be used around the disc so that it creates an adhesive. Pull the patty back, press the edges. With a fork, we want you to press the edges of the patty and it'll seal. It's going to be fried, and we don't want the oil to get inside. I'm going to poke the top of the patty so that the patty doesn't burst while frying. What a lot of people do today for parties is they'll make what are called half patties. And For that, what you need to do is simply cut the patty in half, fill in a smaller amount on one side, again with the water to create that adhesiveness. You turn it over and we're going to press the ends. We have our chicken mix with onions, capers, olives, cilantro. An alternate way of making these patties, if you don't want to fry them in oil, is to put them in a preheated oven, 350 to 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes. Make sure that you check it so that you don't burn them, all right, because they get done pretty quickly. Shrimp time! That's ready to go. These patties will take about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. You want a nice golden color on your patty. You don't want to overcook it and you don't want to burn it. So you keep your eye on it and make sure that you turn them occasionally. The oil should be enough to cover the entire patty. This is the one that we made earlier, and it's got a nice color to it. It's a seasoned disco, so it gives it a nice reddish color. And that one is ready. We're going to take that out and again let some of that oil drip out and put it on a paper back so that most of the oil will get absorbed by the paper. That's beautiful. Make sure that you put enough filling in there. I hate to bite into a empanada and find that there isn't much filling in there. You're going to see when we're going to cut one of these open in a little while how nice it looks inside and how much filling there is in there. Don't skimp on the filling. We have three types of empanadas: beef, chicken, and shrimp. Let's cut one of them open, see what they look like. That's what you want in an empanada. You should be able to turn it over. Nothing falls out. But you really like that crunch that you get out of it. This is fantastic. I love my cooking. We decided a day and a haircut later to go ahead and make vegetable patties and cheese patties. We have a little bit of olive oil in the pan, which will help us to saute the vegetables. going to prepare some cheese discos, and I don't want a large disco for this. We're making smaller empanadas, so we're going to use a half size, and I'm going to cut up a few pieces of cheese, mix that in. We're going to try one, put it right next to the other patties that are I just finished turning over, and you can hear them. They're busy working. Our vegetable patties are just about ready, and as you can see, you get that nice brown color. It's time to try our vegetable and cheese patties. Let's look and see how they come out. Cut this right down the middle. I don't mind telling you the truth. This is my first time making vegetable patties, and this looks very interesting. And again, it's very important that you have a nice filling. You don't want the items that you have in there to fall out, so it's always good to have a nice full amount. Can we try this? Sure. They're sweet, they're delicious, they're crunchy. I'm going to give this piece to the camera guy. Let's check out the cheese. Ah, look how pretty. This is the one that has the wine cheese in it, and the cheese on top, it's a brie with herbs, so it's nice. Let's get you a little close up on those. Taste, taste, taste. Oh my God. This is good. This is wonderful. I can see why people are making such a fuss about cheese patties. Your next party, you gotta try these. They're excellent. Oh my God, this is really good. I'll save you one. To summarize, we have beef patties, chicken patty, we have shrimp, we have vegetable and cheese patties. Empanadas de toda clase. From our house to yours, Julio Rodriguez. Don't forget, these recipes are in my book, Cooking Columbus. Have a wonderful time.